So what's going on, everyone? Thank you for tuning in to this video. First, I want to stop and thank everyone for all the birthday wishes. My father-in-law hijacked the channel. As you guys know, my last video, well, my father-in-law's video that he posted, he always does a birthday video for everyone's birthday. The kids, Juliana, and everyone. And so I was expecting a video to be released. However, I didn't know the video was going to be on YouTube. Juliana helped him out with that, but it was really cool to see everyone joining in and wishing us a happy birthday.
Wishing us a happy birthday.
Well, wishing me a happy birthday. As you guys can tell, we are in the woods and we're actually on the Appalachian Trail.
In a swamp.
In a swamp right now, actually.
How are we gonna get around this mud puddle?
We should have went that way.
Yeah, we should have.
But anyways,
I'm not doing that.
you're just gonna have to walk and get your feet dirty. So right now, we're on a little date. One of Juliana's sisters took the kids, and we're just out on the Appalachian Trail, enjoying creation and spending time with each other. Juliana's right now, she's stuck in the bushes.
Don't film this. Okay.
Oh, I'm filming. This is no cut, no editing video.
Oh my goodness! I should have brought muck boots. I should have brought my.
This is awful. Look at this. This is all mud. I mean, it did rain pretty heavily. It did rain pretty heavily last night, so.
Okay.
We good.
I think. Well, for now.
For now. This part of the trail, I've been on here multiple times. This part of the trail definitely gets a lot of water, and because it's so packed down, it's like a little creek. So we'll see how it goes. But we're just gonna go up to Pulpit Rock Lookout, and we thought we would take the camera with us and give you guys an update of what's going on in our lives, what we're thinking, and you know what's to come in the future.
That's probably our biggest update. That's nothing new. It's crazy out there. It's hard to find anything really in this market. When we first started, we were kind of picky about where we were looking, what we were looking for, and we become less picky as the weeks and months have gone on. When we started, there's no way we would have considered doing an auction, but if you follow us on Instagram, you know we did try out an auction a couple weeks ago, and even that was crazy. It was a house that needed a lot of work. It was pretty outdated. It was pretty small for our
for
family, for the size of our family. But we thought we'd just go and try. It was an absolute auction, so we thought we might as well try, right? It was 3 acres, 3.3 acres.
With a huge pole barn.
So it did have a pole barn, and I think that was a big selling point. But the house itself was not a great selling point, I don't think. But just to give you an idea of what the market is like here. So absolute auction, no inspections, no
anything.
Yeah.
No anything.
No anything. No inspections, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It ended up going for $351,000. And I'm assuming it was a cash offer because it was an Amish gentleman who ended up purchasing it.
Probably for his son too.
Oh, there's some horses up here.
Oh wow, big horses.
Yeah. So anyway, that was way over budget for us, especially
for what it needed done to the house.
Especially for what you had to do, because it wasn't move-in ready. So back to the drawing board. It was cool though. It was kind of fun. Jeremy did make a bid.
Hit $200,000.25. Hit $225 number $230,000 down.
Yep.
$225 down 50. $250,000. Hit $250,000.
It felt pretty cool. I raised my hand. The guy yelled at me. Yep.
We had it for like 20 seconds. It's our house for 20 seconds. Yep. That's pretty exciting. Yep. So there's just not much. I mean, I'm sure it's that way everywhere. A house comes on the market and
it's gone,
oh my gosh, it's gone within
over
24 hours.
Price.
Yeah, there was another house. I don't know if we talked about this before. There was another house we really wanted to go look at. set up a time to go look at it. Got a call from a realtor saying there's already 10 offers on the table. They're closing it at 4. Jeremy was at work. There's no way we could get there. It ended up going for $50,000 over the asking price. I think it was listed at $325.
It was nuts.
It's crazy. And that was an acre, I think. So we are struggling, but still standing strong. We're still
patient. I think that's what we're hearing right now. Is just be patient.
Yeah, it's out there. We're so fortunate to be where we are and to not have to stress about being in a place that is not working for our family right now. And yeah, so that's our no news about our house, about our lack of house.
So like we said, we are on the Appalachian Trail, and we're not actually too far away from where we're living. I've actually hiked this multiple times, but I have a strong desire, it's on my bucket list, to hike the full Appalachian Trail from Georgia to Maine. If you guys aren't familiar with that trail, check it out. It's absolutely amazing. You don't have to hike the entire thing. You can section hike. There's trailheads, you know, throughout the eastern coast, but
I have a strong desire to not hike that.
Yeah, so that is one of the things. One thing that I would think of is Joanna could drive.
I have a strong desire to be well off enough to come meet you every couple of weeks, and I wouldn't mind hiking it for a few days. I do not want to hike it for 6 months. I don't have any desire to.
But while me and the boys are hiking
for 6 months,
Joanna could be, you know, sipping on some tea or something at the hotel.
So up in my alley. But let's talk about this hike, because I haven't been hiking on this trail since Weston was a baby and he was in a backpack the whole time. You know, a kid carrier, not an actual backpack.
That's funny. I can just picture that, isn't it? The zipper unzipping and he pops out.
That's how you save money when you're newly married and suddenly with a kid.
Yeah, so I said this hike would be what, 45 minutes, and it ended up being 4 hours?
Oh my gosh, it was so long. Oh, it was so long. But I am struggling a bit on this hike too, because the only hiking that we do is with the 5 kids. So we're going at like 0.2 miles per hour the whole time, and I was 10 seconds into this hike and I got a side stitch because I'm not used to going at this pace.
And we weren't even on the trail yet.
We were just
on a gravel path.
But the truth, I did. It hurt. I'm doing a little bit better now, but I'm just not used to it. I'm not conditioned. Conditioned for it.
Well, we're going to be taking a lot of trips this year, camping and hiking.
So that is something that's really cool about having this break, is that we would do that occasionally on the farm, but if you have a farm or any animals at all, you know it's hard to leave them. You have to find somebody to watch them. It's definitely more involved when we had the chickens and there's a regimen and you had to be there twice a day to make sure everything was okay. This year, this summer, so far, we don't have that, those responsibilities.
Luckily,
really
we got Susan watching the goats. Yeah. That's good.
So we bought a humongous 10-man tent.
Yep.
And started planning and booking some camping dates. So we're really excited about that. That would be good. I think our family's had a good season for that. Like Clover's 2 now, so we don't have any babies. That's always made it really tricky to go camping in the past.
One camping trip I remember, I think Jet was a baby, and it poured. So you had Weston, who was
no, Jet wasn't born.
He wasn't even
Weston.
born.
But yeah, we just stayed.
So then
in
Weston was a baby.
Yeah.
And it absolutely poured, and like we ended up canceling it. I remember packing up. You guys were in the car, and I ended up packing up in the pouring rain. It was because we were just sitting in the tent.
Well, that's not fun.
I know, and Weston was crying because it was. I think it was thundering too. So we just ended up leaving. But other than that, we're looking forward to this year.
So what we're looking for now in a house is simplicity. We realize in this market we really can't be too extravagant. We're not really extravagant people to begin with, but we certainly can't in this market. And so really what we both desire right now is to just live simply and within our means. And that is honestly something that we've always struggled to do. We've always lived kind of spread ourselves too thin and lived with the mindset of, well, if things get tight, I can always pick up some shifts. It's not too hard to find a job as an RN. And we've done that before. And I think when we set out to go find a house, oh gosh, I might die on this hike.
We're starting to go uphill.
And when we set out to find a house, we were kind of thinking like top of our budget. And I think God really like press on our hearts and honed us back down into like a place of
surrender.
Yeah, and simplicity. And so what we would really like to do is live well within our means. We still don't want to give up that desire to farm and to live on the land as much as we can and to provide food for our community. You hold the camera. I can't do it.
All right. So as we're going up, I'll pick up. But so yeah, so basically living within our means. It's always a strong desire to be able to have a family business, whatever that is. You know, multiple avenues of income. But
and I could work. It's just not our desire. Our desire is for me to be at home with the kids.
Right.
So we don't want to go into it with the mindset of like, well, this might be tight, but we can always make up the difference in this way. We'd really like to figure out something where we don't have to do that. That's not the case.
And I think the one thing with this time has been has been connecting with family, connecting with the kids. And if we're, you know, outside of our budget or really close to our budget and stretching, we would lose that connection with the kids because Joanna might have to go work, or you know, I would have to pick up another shift or work
really hard to make money instead of
work overtime.
Living.
So yeah, so that's what's on the agenda for us.
If the land is more important to us than the house, we are comfortable living in a smaller house.
Yep.
You know, as long as it's feasible, like we all have somewhere to sleep. And yeah, having the land that, honestly, that's where we're our best selves anyway, is outside.
Yeah.
In the grass, in the dirt. That's where the kids do the best. So we feel really good about it. We don't have any leads. We're not, we don't have any direction to go in right now as far as where that house might be. But what feels good is that we're both on the same page finally, and that's how I think we both know like
we're on the right direction.
Thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
For sure.
Something He's put in both of our hearts at the same time.
Hey, you coming?
Eventually.
So this is what I was talking about.
This
the
is
rocks.
The first disease.
This is nuts. All this is like a wall. A wall of rocks. It is pretty technical. And if you didn't have, obviously, these trail markers,
pretty easy to get
you
lost.
would just get lost. I've been on here multiple times, and we've gone off the trail a little bit. Joanna went off the trail, but I mean, I followed her. So we're almost at the top, but along the ridge, it's like this for about a couple miles. So this is where I do most of my training for World's End Fall Classic. I signed up for another race this year, so this is a great trail to be out. And to be honest, any trail that you're around, get out and be in God's creation.
All right, we made it to the top. We didn't even fall.
Yeah, and look at this view, guys. It is absolutely amazing. But we're going to end this video. We really appreciate you guys tuning in. Don't be afraid to leave some comments down below. If you like this video, give us a big thumbs up. We really appreciate you guys taking the time to watching our videos and our transition of coming off the farm. But again, don't be afraid to leave a comment, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you guys on the next video.